I'm a Christian, so I want to mention it. Once I found that I had cancer, the first thing that came to my mind was that God made a boast of my name.
Wow.
You know, during the time of Job, when Job was on his own, then God went to meet devil and told devil, have you seen my son?
Yes.
You know, it moves me from the mindset of not me trusting God, but God trusted me. So did God trust me enough to put the women in my hand to save them from breast cancer?
Wow.
Does God trust me enough? And this was the mindset that made me push through surviving, because I wasn't surviving because I have the strength. I was surviving because I don't want to disappoint God. He has put so much in me. He believes so much in me. He trusts me so much that he want to give me this at this time. So I didn't need to disappoint him. And I don't want to disappoint the people who I want to save. And this was a mindset shift. And I will tell you that 99% of you surviving breast cancer is that same mindset shift. And you being a mentor, I also know you are in the space of mental health and resilience. And that's why it's very neat to me to talk about breast cancer not as a sickness, but as, I would not also call it a fight, because anything you fight sometimes is something that is a reality that you have to accept and you have to grow on. I don't see it as something that the first thing that comes to our mind is cancer deaths. And that is where you start your defeat from. So once you are believing that the cancer has come and I'm ready to die, that means there is already high percentage that you are going to die on it. So but when you believe that cancer is just a challenge, like no more challenges you need to see. Just to mention, the 10,000 black women saved, like, I just got the number. I don't know how I got the number, but I got the number after asking myself and praying to God about what He want me to do for this reason. Because at that point it was, why will He be Ruth? You know, my mom was, why will He be you? You of all people, you that is smart, you that is doing this, why? So the day I stopped asking that why was the day I had 10,000.
Wow.
So it was like 100,000 black women saved. Like, you are putting me in a place to save 100,000. It's a big number. I don't even know how I'm going to do it. And that is why I'm going out, reaching out this different region where this black women could be found, which Kenya belongs to, and collaborating with people to make sure we can be able to meet up to this number. It's quite impossible for 2030, but it's possible with us, and I believe we can do it. And that is why this meetup is really a success to me already, because I know that you listening to us, is already part of the team. So we are not saving 100,000 black women from cancer, no. I always emphasize on that. We are recruiting them to save people from cancer. Because the thing is that the statistics, just like you mentioned, the younger people are dying more in the black space. So you can see that most of the, if our black ladies that is 20 to 30 years and above is already threatened with this breast cancer, how are we going to change life? How are we going to do any economical development? And that is why we need to, this is not for me it's not a statistic, it's a crisis that we need to work on. And that is why it's passionate for me to really, really put all my efforts and everything I know to make sure that this happens. So I'm so delightful that you are in the team with me now. I don't know the right word to put it, but I feel honored in my spirit to be in a part of this thing. Thank you.
This is a milestone, and I still keep on saying, and even as we finish, as we start this and it's continuous, like, I'm proud of you, but I like how you've used the Bible, and we can learn a lot from the Bible. You talked about Job, who did not know what was supposed to go ahead of him, and God has used Jonah, who still decided, oh God, that is not my route, and he had to come back, and David, right? So God chooses people, and 2 years ago, if you were told you'll be on the 3rd of November 2024 in the rural parts of Kenya, talking to a Nigerian lady and a Kenyan lady, and we will be talking about what God has put in you, and what God is empowering you. So I am I am blessing you and giving you the ability to just soar with it and run with it, and even when it just doesn't feel like, oh God, this is too heavy, to just soldier on, and we're here to just run that race with you. And today we will all share, but I really want to learn from your story, and Dupe can also share her story on just breast cancer and how it has impacted our lives, and I'll also share on my story. And I know just before this you were saying, oh, what can a doctor learn from patients? I learn a lot. I learn a lot from patients. I learn a lot from relatives, and I have learned a lot already because you are inspiring me. You're mentoring me in a way that I'm like, oh gosh, if you want something, you go for it, right? And impossible is not part of it, right? So maybe as part of just a start, Ruth is a breast cancer survivor. She's looking good. She's looking awesome, and she's young. So yesterday I was going through some false assumptions about breast cancer, and there are people who think, oh, breast cancer is only for the old. We're trying to demystify and debunk a lot of those false assumptions. It's the most common type of cancer, and sadly in Black Americans or African Americans, it's affecting younger and younger women. Yeah, and the trick is to just keep on learning how to do a self-breast exam, going to the doctor, insisting on getting the clinical breast exam and the investigations done right, and then comprehensively going through the treatment. So if okay with you, Ruth, probably you can share the personal experience that you've had and walk us through your journey. We're here for you as well, because I know it's not easy. Take your time and just let us know.
Thank you so much for that encouragement. I think it's boosting my confidence to say some things that I don't want to say, but we are here to do it. So first and first is that I think it's totally wrong on the medical side in terms of the black women treatment. So I feel like the sample of treatment for black women is not well taken. For example, during my treatment, they told me I'm going to lose my hair. And the advice that I should cut off my hair first so that when I'm losing it, I don't feel so much bad, right? I took the advice and I cut my hair, and then this new hair started growing up. And then I started losing the new hair that is growing up. And it took me 2 weeks, and they said it was 2 days. That before 2 days, 3 days, everything is falling off, and that was it. And this 2 weeks is not just a 2 weeks, it's 2 weeks of intensive headache. I went to the hospital almost every day, crying. And the reason is because our own hair is well rooted. It is more difficult to pull out than the normal white. But the sample they're giving us is from the white people. And that goes, okay, you are just going to lose your hair 2 days. Because the white person, the hair is from not rooted well, it's more light. But ours is very rooted, and as it's coming out, so one is not just to tell people about breast cancer, it's also to change some statistics that is happening. Like, second belief that I have also got to know is that tell you if you want to go to your mammography every year, well, from your 40 years. But if the black people that is 24 is threatened, how are you telling me to go to mammography when I'm 40? You know, this is a general conception, and this is also something I also want to bring on board. Like, people who is going to join us on the research too. There are so many things that is not favorable to us. The diversity and inclusion in the medical treatment of breast cancer are not really so closer to us. So as they should put more effort in looking at, since this cancer is now coming up into the younger people more, there should be some kind of review, doctor, to check into
more
us
research,
more research into us more.
African American,
you know,
inclusive.
I don't mind being a sample if there's any sample thing, because this breast cancer is something really I'm passionate about. So, but first thing I want to mention is that I was able to be saved because of people. And after breast cancer, I decided to change my gratitude priority. Before, when I want to say I'm grateful, I say I'm grateful for life, for my own life, then God, then family, then friends. But now I'm grateful for people first. Because how I got to know I have a cancer was, I have this community called Tribe Bold. It's a community I founded in 2020 during the COVID to help people mentally strengthen themselves. So we are like just friends, doing it friends. From there we start expanding. From there we become 500 participants, and we do 2 times in a year. We do 2 times in a year. We do in the middle of June, and then we do annually for December.
Okay.
And then we just come to tell ourselves what the year looks like, get a kind of just a general overview of the year, and then plan for the next year. In 2022, after the annual meeting, I decided to call people personally on the 1st of January 2023. So I started calling the community. There was a lot of people to call. Some people were not on WhatsApp. I was just trying to call them. Then I found out that some of them lost their parents. Some of them were in hospital during COVID. So one particular I even called was on surgery that he has not farted for a while. So I called and I cracked her, and she farted, and I could hear her mom in the background of the call telling me that this your friend is so funny. You just farted. So you haven't farted since you did the surgery. So
and that's a good thing.
That's
a good thing.
So when I heard that, I was like, oh, people are really passing through a lot. So all this community laughing because when they're in the Zoom, everybody looks good. And how are you feeling? Everybody's, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. People are not fine. Actually. It's even burst my brain that somebody that is very close to me got a diagnosis that she has a HIV. It was a wrong diagnosis. So I have to. When I heard that, I have to now start becoming a mental health expert. I was now a therapist because I have to put her through because they gave her a waiting time for 3 months before she do the second check. That 3 months was the most difficult 3 months of my life because I call her every day, morning, afternoon, night. Sometimes I call her and say, if you did not call me now, I just plan to go and kill myself. Because at this point of this lady's life, this is when all the things she thinks is making sense. Her husband is coming, she have gotten a job, she migrated from Nigeria to a different country. So at this point where everything was making sense, she got to know her. And someone who lived a very good life. I know the stigma of HIV now, real. So it took me. So while I was now moving in the journey with her, praying for her, calling her every time, I can remember the day I called her and she wanted to run to meet a boss, and then she couldn't. The boss left. She burst cry. She was like, maybe her bones are already dying. Maybe because she has it, that's why she's not even able to run. I was like, anybody can miss a boss, you know. I came to the space of them becoming a therapist to her. And one day I just told myself, because I have been, you know, when they say religions have really covered our mindsets, I am one of them. My second name is my body is a good body. If you call me and you say you are sick, if you call me and you say you are sick, I'll sit you down and pray for you. And after I pray for you, I tell you to keep saying my body is a good body. You say it and the thing goes. It was working for me, right? I don't take medication. It was really something I don't believe in going. Not that I don't believe in it, but I don't do it because my body is a good body has been healing me for years. So why would I take medication? And then I'm in Germany where I have free insurance. So walking closer to this lady brought my attention to just go and check your body now. It's not you're not gonna pay money for it. For the first time in my life, I want to check my body. Wow. So when I say I'm grateful for people, it's just I was able to be saved because of people. Because if I wasn't in the people business, I would not see that there's a business in me. So that's how I went to check, and the first time I opened a YouTube to say, let me check my breast. Then I checked my breast and I found out something. That's how the treatment, I did the operation, and then from there, they're like, okay, you have cancer, it's young, but you know, the type of cancer is very aggressive.
Let's go back. So, how we're talking? Which year? Which year was it when you now started learning how to do a self-breast exam, and then now you went to the doctor? 2022, I did the meeting. 2023 January, I was calling people. 2023 February, I did the operation. 2023 March, I started treatment. Okay, wait. So let's go to 2022, 2023. How, so you discovered when you were doing the self-breast exam, what did you feel? Because as a doctor, I teach people, this is how you do your breast exam, then you will feel a lump. So how was that for you? And I know, like, I don't want you to rush through that. Those are the most important things, right?
Yeah, the thing is that 2022, I didn't feel anything. I didn't know I have anything.
Okay.
I never knew there was any sign of cancer in me. So it was after the January that I did full body check.
Yes.
I decided to do breast cancer check. I have never practiced how to check my breast before.
Okay.
I just opened the YouTube. Within 3 minutes, I touched, and I found out that something somewhere was different. Then when I was going to get the information about my full body check, I told the doctor that I also checked my breast and I could feel something.
Right.
Then he said, he touched it. He was like, he wasn't sure, but nevertheless, let's give it a try. Go and
get
examined.
Yeah. So when he checked, it was small.
It was very small.
It was very small.
Yes.
And when he was not sure, he asked you to get an investigation.
Yeah.
Did he ask for a mammogram or an ultrasound?
At that point, I did an ultrasound and they confirmed that it was a lump, right?
Yeah.
But then they said they were going to do a biopsy. So they took a biopsy of it and they did it. So they said even before the biopsy comes out that I should just remove it. So March 5th, I did the operation.
Okay, before you get to the operation. So this is the thing, because you are a young lady, you are, then maybe you were 26 years old?
27.
27. And so the way our breasts are made, there's fat tissue and then there's connective tissue, which is denser. So for younger ladies, before we get to the menopausal period, your breast tissue becomes really dense. So the risk of the mammograms done early is the mammograms will just pick dense tissue as breast cancer. So it will be screening a lot of women. So an ultrasound is more preferable because an ultrasound is able to detect what is normal tissue and what is not normal, and that's why he asked for the breast ultrasound. But a good doctor, which I think, I believe he was, already guided you and told you, yes, he wasn't sure, but when he got the ultrasound that there is a lump, the next thing is to get a biopsy. Yeah. In most African settings, some people will say, okay, let us do an FNA. So we're moving. An FNA is a fine needle where they aspirate some cells and they test it. We are moving away from that. So the trick is your doctor should review you. He should get an imaging, preferably an ultrasound if you're less than 40, a mammogram if you're above. But even older ladies, if we're not so sure, an ultrasound is an easy test. It will just tell you what is normal and what is not abnormal. So if you're older and they've done a mammogram, they're not so sure, or you have a lump at the armpit area, they might still ask for an ultrasound to study your axilla. Then the biopsy now is what confirms that the cells are either not cancerous or cancerous. And for you, they did it and they had a discussion with you. Okay. Probably walk us through the part where they had the discussion. How was it for you as a patient? Are you there? Are you not there? Are you listening, or do you need to be told, how did it feel?
The shock.
Are you in denial? Did you want to go see another doctor? Because that's the reality.
Yeah, the thing is that, like I said, after my operation, I traveled to the US. I participated in Change the World Model United Nations, talking about world security in terms of Russia and Ukraine war. It was a very interesting journey for me, being funded by United Nations to do for this trip. So I was so energetic, happy with my life. Then I came back 2 days later to a panel section, I call it, because it was 7 doctors sitting down on the table. They even had coffee.
For themselves.
For them.
Not for you. Not for you.
I am here. I said, you have a discussion. There was a psychologist. There was oncologist. There was different type of doctor. Even the surgeon was sitting down. And then I walked into the room and I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
The first thing that came to my mind was I had this high, I don't know what they call it. My heart like jump. Then I sat down. I'm like, no, Ruth, wait, the lady brought water for me. You were so kind. It's unusual, right?
Yeah.
Well, they are really good people, but this kind of treatment is something. And that's how they told me that, okay, after your operation, this is actually what we saw. And it's young, no, it's really very, not less. You were just emphasizing the fact that it was really early, that it's less than 2 millimeter, but the type of cancer.
So it's early stage. Less than 2 centimeters. So it's pretty early, but
the type of cancer was the aggressive
the
type,
aggressive
which
type.
I never knew there was an aggressive type of cancer.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. But the thing is that as a Christian, during my planning of the new year, I got a revelation, a prophecy, I would say. He said that something is going to happen to you in March that will change your life. I was saying that something will happen to me in March that will change my life, but I don't know what that is. But I'm already in that space of mind that I'm ready that something is happening in March. So I've prayed for it. I've said, I was even thinking maybe in March I'm going to just get a full-time job straight up, finish, drop my school and just be working full-time. Or maybe by March, maybe somebody's going to engage me. You know, this kind of thing. Fantasy, I'll just bring in positivity into this. Into it, or maybe full-time. I have already wished that one of my family joined me in Germany. I was like, maybe in March, somebody would join me in Germany, you know, that kind of thing. That was what I was thinking in my head. And then that my friend that also got the HIV stuff, it was March that was supposed to be the 3 months. So I was also praying, I was telling her that God told me something's going to happen in March. So that March is going to be a negative result. So that was my confidence. So when I was receiving that message, I was saying, don't worry. The next exam is negative. It's not going to be positive. And it happened that way. So even I was thinking that was a miracle that God wanted to show me on March. I didn't know that it was me in a different dimension. So then once they told me that you have to go through, I said, the plan we have now is you have to go through 16 chemotherapy and 4 radiotherapy, and then you have to do the hormonal, but you are too young, you know, and the thing is that if you start having this treatment with your body, you're going to lose your fertility, and then you have to, the other doctor took over, then we have to inject you to do some operation to remove the ovary, and
you have to salvage your ovaries and then store
them so that I was like, they have not finished marrying people that has ovary. It's not me. You know, the mindset of okay, you know, it was a bit overwhelming. And the woman said, "But Ruth, you can cry." But I wasn't. There was no tears in my eyes. At that point, the woman said that Ruth, you can cry. That was when I heard the verse from Job. God made a boast of your name. You know, I've also been praying that early January, and the word I was getting was, God is announcing your name. So I don't even know how God is going to announce my name, but I know that God is going to put me in a ladder where I will be visible, right? So after the whole discussion, I went home. On my way going back.
So were you alone? Let me just
ask.
Alone. You went alone. At that time you didn't have a spouse, no one. You're in a different country. You're studying. You're going for your results after having surgery, and the type of surgery is they removed the lump, right? So it was, let's say, like a breast conserving surgery, right? Like a just mastectomy or quadrantectomy of where the lesion was. And you have all these panels of doctors who are surrounding you, which I think in a way I'm grateful, because you were in a setup where you could get a multidisciplinary team. And someone telling you it's okay to try, but it's like the stages of grief, because you don't know what is happening. And it's something that
I even didn't understand it yet. I think like it was just an information. So when I was going home, for no reason, a friend of mine is a Yoruba man. His name is Toyosi Kadri. Like, he's still my best mentor ever. I'm putting him on this ladder because he gave me a different mindset. So he called me like, Ruth, why are you sounding this way? I called him Dr. Sunshine because he won one award like that on the solar panel and energy, so really in the energy space. So I said, Dr. Sunshine, I just went to the hospital now. They say I get cancer. He said, you don't turn celebrity with that. That was his first word. You know, he said, I have to be booking an appointment to see you like this, so you don't turn celebrity. I like, celebrity how? He said, does it mean I already know you're going to win the cancer now. So as you win the cancer finish, you don't celebrate him. That was his first word. So I already like thinking, I go, don't celebrate you. Like it was a consoling word to me, even before going there. But when I spoke to my family, everybody fell sick for 1 week. Everybody, from the first person, my elder brother in the US, my sister in the UK, everybody fell sick. It was, and at that time I've not told my mom. They're just telling people that will help me tell my mom, and everybody's already sick. And me, I was not the one, energizing them.
You're the one who's now giving them courage.
I'm like, I'm not ready to die. I cannot. This thing does not have the capacity to kill me, right? And that was it. Then the treatment started. I thought I was strong until the treatment started hitting me.
Before you go to treatment, because that's a really important discussion. So you're young and the doctors are telling you, but you're young. Did they ask for any family history? Is there any family history that you know of?
No, they asked me that, especially before even the operation. I was like, I don't know anything. I don't have any information about that. But during the treatment, they now recommended I go for genetics. Which I did. And there wasn't.
It was negative. All to say. 85% of the cancers are not even related to familial history. And I'm sorry for that. So there's a part where the patient has to be stronger. Sometimes even than the doctors, because then they're like, but you're young, and you're the one who has to be strong for them and to show that you're strong.
Coming to the chemo every day with all old people around me, all the people doing the chemo with me, they are all old, and coming to them every day, I was giving them, I at a point I enjoyed the chemo because I was giving them this hope that I am living. You need to live. As of sometimes I'll call buy some flowers, these old people, I give to them. Sometimes I'm like, I can't even speak German, so I don't even know how to communicate with them more, but I will just use an action to communicate with them, smiling even when I'm not supposed to smile, So it was giving them this courage, and everyone was like, people were booking their chemo day on Friday because of me. So that African girl, I want to have her because I was there. So and then anytime I come, doctor was like, you don't look like somebody who is sick. Like you are so energetic, you're so agile, you are just And the most amazing part of this journey was I was doing this journey and I didn't allow it to stop my dream. I stopped my school quite serious, but every other dream I had, I was able to write a book. I was able to win an award. They made this Benz ambassador during the season. Like first time my innovation was got a funding, got going into an incubator process. It was like you have this thing, you don't have it. Like because I didn't allow it to stop. Because my mindset is that there is no cancer. I'm just passing through this so I can be able to train people or teach people on how to pass through this. And that's also what helped me.
And I don't know whether it's right or wrong, you can tell me, because for most patients I tell them, your life doesn't have to stop. It might be, like something that God has brought, it's a season. There are stages that you will have to go through this season, but your life doesn't have to stop, and you keep on living this life. It's not a death sentence, when you stay with the breast, sometimes there are people who have to go through chemo before they get the surgery. So it's almost like they feel it's a ticking time bomb and I want this thing out. But it's important to remember that your life does not stop. You have to try and stay strong, because I know it's not easy to be strong.
One thing that gave me courage was when I was working in a company, and when I came to tell my boss, she said, there's someone in our company who have survived breast cancer. And then they introduced me to the lady. This lady was so beautiful. She told me the cancer beautifies you. That was her first one. And she was like, it is 10 years ago I had breast cancer. And this is me here. I said, there is nothing she doesn't do. I know her as the most agile person in the team. And then seeing her have that backstory. It's a story she doesn't want to talk about. It's a person, because most of them, especially the white people, I don't know, they have this conversation not to explain. But because my boss recommended, she could tell me on a personal note that don't worry, you're going to look so amazing when you finish this treatment. it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, but you're gonna
Yeah.
get a lot of strength to do
Yeah.
everything in life
Yeah.
after the treatment. So that gave me the courage, and that is why I started talking about my breast cancer when I was in chemo. I went to my first TEDx talk. If you watch it on YouTube, I pulled my wig on the TEDx stage.
Oh.
And I was
You did
bad.
a TEDx?
Yes.
You should share that.
The first TEDx talk was, I think, after the first cycle.
Yeah.
The second week after the first cycle,
Yeah.
my hair was all gone. I was opportunity to go to the TEDx talk, and I told myself, I'm going to share this cancer.
Yeah.
I had a different thing to talk about, but then something. I said, no, I just want to share it. I want to share it why I'm fighting this battle, right? And the title of the TEDx talk was "Reality Cheats Belief." Because in the belief sense, Ruth was not supposed to have cancer, right?
Yeah.
But reality will cheat you. Will tell you what you need to do. Reality will bring it back. Reality will don't care about whatever you think you are.
Yeah.
And that is fact. That is the only thing that we need to be friends with. It's not the belief, but the reality.
True.
Having the courage to face any damn reality that comes in.
Yeah.
And that mindset gave me the illusion or the understanding that I am an actor. Like this man who is a god, I believe, that is a script writer.
Yeah.
So I'm just here to play every script that he wrote.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know what the play is, I'm just playing it.
Yeah.
I know the actor in the Bible in the movie, they die now.
Yeah.
He don't die. So I already have the mindset that he's the hero. So I'm the actor. So anyone that comes, I'll kill. I'll continue. You know,
All the bullets
and
go.
they're like, God. Even sometimes they beat you to the hell that you're bleeding and like,
you still come back
stronger.
Yeah.
The actor not the die. So that was it.
I always associate this movie. I'm having I can't remember, The Matrix, right?
Yes.
And the part where the actor, what is his name, Keanu Reeves, is given it's called the blue pill, red pill phenomenon, and he's told to make a choice, and whatever choice he makes with it, he has to run with it. And I think that's what, like you said, belief,
reality
cheats belief, and you have to make a choice at some point, right, and have to run with it, right? And I think that's what you did, because some people would do it differently. They'll say, oh gosh, I haven't even started living, what is all this, blah blah blah. So that is a learning point for me. But I want you to also share, assuming like maybe I'm the one who has to go through treatment, what would you advise me, or is there like one low moment or anything that you know, if someone was to ask you, what's the one thing someone needs to know as they go through the surgery part? I think is not even the hardest part. Yes, you will be cut, yes, there's a healing process. I think the hardest part is chemotherapy. It's chemotherapy, because it's almost like an insult. It's like I'm telling you, I'm going to beat you this week, and then you go rest. Then after 3 weeks, you have to come back so that I beat you up again, and then you have to rest, and you keep on anticipating.
You're not even resting. I always say because. So one thing I want to put on the light hand is that I want people to stop being afraid of cancer, especially breast cancer, even the chemotherapy. So I want to build the mindset that the beautiful part of chemo. For the first time in my life, I had a rest. All my life I've been working, schooling, working, but I had an 8 months rest where I don't think about anybody but apart myself. I wake up in the morning. I don't say I'm thinking about how can I eat food today, how can I bathe today, what movie should I watch today, what clothes should I wear today. Everything was about me. It was a resting moment for me, and I innovated a lot. So if you have cancer, kudos, because it's the times for you. It's a you time. It's a you time. So which we miss a lot because of the stress of trying to get something, but it's time to rest. And the most amazing part again is that you are being renewed. Like, apart from the physical part of you getting stressed and getting down, you passing through these processes. It's not even about the result of you becoming a cancer champion, a cancer warrior. The ability to pass through these processes have a way of molding you in
Yeah.
seeing life and the life process.
Yeah. Yeah.
It gives you this resilience you need to pursue every other thing in life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When I had a heartbreak after my chemo, I got heartbreak from my relationship. I told the guy, if I could survive cancer,
Oh no.
I like that.
I told the guy, if I could survive cancer, you are just another.
Oh my.
Yeah.
And that was it. Anything that happened to me, I'll tell you, if I could survive cancer,
Yeah.
nothing.
Survive.
I will survive it.
Yeah.
Nothing is
Yeah.
going to cut me now that because
my.
chemo will deal with you.
Yes. Yes.
I was talking about the fact that we talk about you vomiting, being nausea. At a point, I couldn't walk with my leg because it was affecting my bones. It affects every part of your body. Some of the videos I have, you could see me crawling on my buttocks
Yeah.
because I cannot walk. My leg was shaking like this. The fact is not even for me. That is not the worst. The worst is the fact that when I lost myself, when my mom calls me on the phone and she's like, "It is your mother, the one that gave birth to you, that is calling you." She tells me that every time she calls me to remind me she's the one calling me, she's dead. Like if you see my mom was she was out of this world. Me losing myself, losing my mind, because my mind and my brain is the most precious part of my body.
Yeah.
I was saying something about African lady. I already was stigmatized from Nigeria, being an African lady without breast and without
Yeah.
because you are not being looked, you are not being seen as a woman being.
Yeah.
So already struggling, I'm still struggling with my esteem that okay, at least I don't have reaction, I don't have bumble, but at least when I talk, people listening, I'm intelligent. Now let me use that and hold myself. And the only thing I could use to hold myself was taken away. I entered the tram, the tram, and I lost everything. I didn't even know I lost things. I lost my key. I didn't even know I lost my key. Like you can't even. There's something in your head and you can't pick it up. The loss of concentration was the most frustrating part. I discussed something with somebody. I keep missing my appointment because I don't even remember it again. For me that was the hardest. That was the hardest. Not even losing the hair or that thing that you do. So if I'm advising someone, it's a sweet journey. It's a bitter journey. It's an in-between bitter and sweet. It's a sour journey. But nevertheless, we enjoy it. But sometimes you need to eat a lemon. Sometimes you need to eat the sweet orange. And sometimes you need to, be in between. So enjoy the process when it comes. If it eventually comes, we pray that you don't get to the level when it comes, which is why we are doing the campaign, that you don't get it. But if you are now in that place where it comes, don't see cancer as a mountain. The story they always give people who are treating cancer is the story of the mountain and the bear. They call it the lion mountain. What they said, the story is like, what if you open your fridge and then you see a lion, a mountain lion in your fridge, and then you are in your room locked up, and the only thing that kills a mountain lion is a bear, and the bear is on top of the mountain. So that means you need to run to the bear to be able to kill this. And then as you are running to meet the bear, you are not even sure if the bear is there. He's in the mountain. And then this mountain lion is closely behind you, pushing you, and then you are running. And then some people are telling you, stop, don't just face it. Some people are telling you, no, why are you running to the up? There's so many other people in the queue going to the mountain. You're not even going to reach there. This mountain lion is going to kill you. And then you look back and you're seeing the mountain lion and you don't know what to do. And you don't know. You have to take the choice of, should I face this mountain lion or should I keep climbing? And after my treatment, I said, this cancer is not a mountain, it's a hill. What's the difference? The difference is that the mountain is so voluminous, it's so overwhelming. Cancer is not as voluminous as we put it, depending on how you see it, perspective. For me, it's a hill because it's slower. It has its steps every time. So in each of the hill you want to pass through, there is a different kind of you coming up. There's a different mentality you need to face it. One of the most remarkable side effects I had was the skin burn. At a point, my skin was as if something was peeling off. For 3 days, I could not sleep because every part of my body has the skin. So I could only stand, and that was the most amazing. I have never prayed for 3 days straight apart from that time. In fact, I feel like I feel like when I came out from that season, I feel like I should perform miracle now. Bring the healings. Let me heal them. Bring the sick people, because I couldn't sit, I couldn't lie, so I could only stand. And what will I stand doing? I could stand and pray.
Oh wow.
So I have to pray for 3 days straight up, because there was no. So the skin bond, it wasn't a fever. But your skin is just hot.
Your feeling is hot.
Your feeling is just hot, that is, anything that touches it pains you. It's like it's peeling off from your body, and like, oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
And these are all the side effects that you don't read in papers. You hardly, when I was going through the side effect, I never saw that my skin is going to be like that. I wasn't prepared for it. So every of the side effects is their own hills, which you have to climb. And let me tell you, the only thing that you need to get the shoe you need to climb that is your mindset. Once your mindset is ready to go, you can climb any of those hills, and they are not mountains. They are not as big as they thought. They seem to be. They are as tiny as it. And that is why I said it takes today to get to tomorrow. So at any point in time you are treating this treatment, forget about how long it's going to take for your treatment to finish. Focus on today.
Today.
Am I surviving today? If I survive today, there is a hope of surviving tomorrow. And that is why I do it now.
Don't look at the 6 chemo cycle.
Mine was 16.
16 sessions.
16. The first one was 4. When the first cycle 4. Then I started the other one, which went, and I was like, this thing is not ending. On my birthday, August, I can remember I gave up. I said, I'm not going again. I don't want to go. I don't want to go again. And for some reason, I stood up and went.
You still went. We're happy.
I went. I went almost. My treatment was supposed to be by 11, and I came by 3:30. Doctor was like, I know you don't want to come. Yes, I don't want to come, but I am happy I made that choice of praying, and it was
really happy. Did you have a support system? I'm just wondering. Did you have a support system?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So the thing is that when I came to Germany as a student. I started helping people come to Germany. Okay. In fact, almost all my friends are in Germany now. So I have a very big community.
You're a good person.
So I started helping my people leave Africa, people that want to go to different countries, putting them through how the process looks like. So when I found that I had this, my treatment was supposed to be every Monday. Then I asked the doctor, can it be on Friday? So I reached out to people that I already have helped come to Germany, and I told them that I'm going to have this treatment, so I want to put it on Friday so that you can come to my house for weekends. But I was lying to myself, because I thought that if I do my chemo on Friday, that I'm going to be sick Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then Monday I'm fit again, and they have gone. Honestly, if I had the chemo on Friday, Saturday, Sunday I'm even fit. On Monday, immediately they go. I was like, when the team will host that, I was like, now I don't have anybody with me. So it was like, I have people and I don't have people. Because when they are there, I'm even talking to them. I can just, but when they are not there, I'm like so weak. I know it's a lot, and it was difficult. But I was still happy that every of them weekdays there was someone coming to me. Some people came from Poland, some people came from UK, some people, like, it was so if it's Ruth, I'm coming. That is just it.
Wow.
It was and that's it also give me how much impact I've made in people's life. Like, people were willing to really help. And apart from that, I really have a family, a German family that helped me a lot. But the husband told me, I am a taxi driver. Every day you go to chemo, call Taxi Tom. He's coming to come and pick you. And he maintained it. Even when he had a meeting, he cancelled his meeting to go to come and pick me from the hospital. From the beginning to the end of the chemo, he never failed one day.
Amazing. Wow. Okay.
And other than that, the wife itself, which is my friend, almost learns all the Nigerian food. In 1 p.m. in the night, is it yam we are going to eat today? That yam, you can tell me how to. I will be telling her how to put the okra. She'll just be doing it. And like, I felt really, I really. There's also another friend, who's an African lady. She's from Algeria. My second chemo, she was, because they chose dates, so she chose the second one, and she told me, I cannot come to your home. You have to come to my home. So she took me to her home.
Wow.
And second chemo was a horrible experience because I have to put I chased everybody out of the house because you have something with your sense. Everything is just irritating to you. So when they are bringing food to me, they are all smelling like you are smelling. Leave me, everyone have to leave the house. Like we are outside and it's cold. And it's cold. So like I have to tie something to cover my nose. Then they came in. I said I want to eat chicken, and I remember they went to buy all the way to buy the chicken. Came back, I tested the chicken, I vomited everything on the body. Like, no. But I really got a support system from people.
It's really important, and it's what you do around in the community. And as you said, sometimes we tend to think that we're doing this alone, but you have community around you.
Yes.
The community is very, very important.
Yes.
So I know you have a campaign, and I know that's part of the reason we're here. But then there's Dupe, I would want to also hear, because we're talking about the experiences we've had. So tell us about you and how breast cancer awareness and discussion is very important, and how it has impacted you and your family.
So for me, I think my story is from my mother-in-law's story. She had breast cancer, and actually she detected early, but then the religious belief, and there's that thing in Africa, like, especially Christian beliefs, let me put it, because I'm a Christian, and we've been sold a lie, I think so, that you feel if you consult or go for medical intervention, you don't have faith in God. So that space, that was what actually made her not to, because she believed, she's from this Christian background where a church doctrine also doesn't really embrace seeking medical intervention or medical help. So it was more of faith, like practice your faith, God can heal you, pray, fast, and so that was all. So that was what she was doing, and when she mentioned, she actually noticed the lump early, and it was like, oh, can you go have an ultrasound, just go check up, and like, no, I'll pray about it, I'm already praying about it.
So she noticed it,
she
reached out and she said she's noticed a breast lump.
Yes, and we advised her to go for a checkup. But then it was like, I'm already praying about it. And being a wife of a pastor, she's a pastor, and then she's the wife of a pastor. And then it's like, Daddy's praying for me, we're praying. And I'm already fasting. So it took her, so it was more of, I'll see it as more of denial. She was also living in denial, part of it, denial, and then the religious beliefs. So that kept her away from seeking help early, and then by the time she sought help, it was already late, and that was now when she was already bleeding from the breast.
She had a wound on the breast.
Yeah, the wound was there, and it took us a lot of convincing. For me, the moment I got to know, I kept keep speaking to her, just helping her to see differently. And by the time she came to that realization, she was like, God can use anything, medical or to heal. She also now believed in seeking medical help, and so she was able to go through that, and then she went for the surgery, mastectomy. Mastectomy. So and then she had a radiotherapy, chemo. So supporting her right then. So there's a whole lot with support system. We were there for her. Well, we were really there for her, and I think till now I'm still. I still feel sometimes like when I hear breast cancer, that memory just comes. So there's also a part as a caregiver, especially when you're a woman. I think men have a strong mind, but I don't know. But as a woman, when you're caring for someone, there's a way that also takes a toll on you. So I think we all need that therapy, both as a caregiver, as a patient. Because there's a whole lot. For me, I took care of her during that time. She went through a surgery, had a chemo, and I knew how she felt. So it was so real. But then I think early detection still is the best, because I wish, like, when she detected, we wouldn't be probably talking about her in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she dictated early, but just that now there was that thing of denial, self-denial, there was that religious belief. So we need to really, and I think there's a whole lot for the church to do. Yeah, like we need to come back to that space where people know that God is God. Yeah, and not just see some of these challenges as evil, like it's demonic. And so you just have to pray spiritually without really seeking help, medical help. That is key. So that was the journey with her, and she went through all that, and it's even more expensive when you don't attend to it early, like the emotional, the financial, psychological, physical. It's so. I really support anything on breast cancer awareness. I think that awareness we need to
really do it.
push it further, and even starting from the house of God, the religious set of the Christian, the pulpit. It should be more from the pulpit because and even from even cultural belief. There's still, for those who are not Christians or Muslims, like there's also the cultural belief that you see everything evil, like it's an attack, and then you don't use some trado medical things, and so I think self-awareness is key, and now that you also mentioned, like we are having more statistics with younger generation, like younger women, we need to even take it to school, secondary schools. This
That's
should
a good idea. That's actually a good idea.
Thank you.
And educate people. I think it's breast cancer, but then it just goes naturally to all the different types of cancers that we're getting, right? People go with wounds and they go to church and they say, oh, God will heal, and you're not seeking help. But anything, if you detect it early, go for treatment early, you can get a longer life. You survive, and you live really, really, really well. So the hope here is, one, we've been able to tell people, please, 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 learn how to do a self-breast exam, your own self-checkup. If you see any growth, go and get it tested by seeing a doctor who will examine you, and they'll do investigations. Then a biopsy will be needed, and then you'll be able to walk through that journey. Again, there are small hills that you have to cover. You will gain past them, and it's a season in life, and you come out beautiful, stronger, resilient, right? And a celebrity. I like what Dr. Sunshine saying, and a celebrity.
You become a celebrity like me. Each time I tell people I survived breast cancer, whoa, I haven't seen anyone who survived breast cancer before. It's like, yes. So, it's really, this resonates so much with me, especially with the person, because most people will say, it will not be me. Knowing is enough. And even if it's not you, it could be your friend. So it may not be the one suffering it personally, but you still have the trauma from helping someone else who suffered it. If 1 out of 8 women would pass this breast cancer, my dear, if you are not that one, the 8th woman inside may be your sister, your brother's wife, your mother-in-law. So you need to join this movement. You need to really join it. Everyone needs to join this movement. Then I got to know that many people don't even know what breast cancer is. And especially in the most vulnerable communities. It's crazy because I did this October, the 100K Black women was really in the streets of Enugu, which is my state, home state, doing this breast cancer. And people are like, what is breast cancer? Because when they have issue with their breast, you know what happened? They believe it's traditional, right? Someone has done something in your breast and all those things, and they don't even think about it's cancer because they believe cancer is a rich man disease. A rich man. Really? So if you are, in fact, my mom even told me, I say you get money for future. Now why cancer call me? Yes, Dad, get money. I'm going to be rich. It's believed that a rich man, so it's not something that's poor people support. Everybody dies of it, whether you are rich or you are poor, whether you are white or you are black. Everybody needs this information. Check your breast. get used to checking your breast. Have a track record. Let me tell you, it was after doing my cancer, I found out that I actually had some symptoms of breast cancer that I never knew it was. Why in Africa, when during my school days, I had so much acne. Everywhere in my body there was acne. My mom was, saying that it's age, you grow past it. And I was also, they said I should go and buy organic. So I was using a different type of organic. You know this organic trend in Nigeria now. People will finish studying mathematics and start doing
organic cream.
I was specializing in organic cosmetics, right? I was doing those things, not knowing that that was a symptom that there was a hormonal imbalance in my system. Secondly, I have a small body, which is small breast, but then I started finding out that my breast was sagging.
Both of them?
Especially the one the breast cancer was sagging. I didn't know it was I was thinking maybe it's loss of weight. I'm tiny, so if I lose weight everywhere shows. I was thinking it's loss of weight until somebody told me that, have you given birth before? It got to that level that my breast sagged that people could have you given birth before? But I was like, no. It got me concerned, but I had low self-esteem for my breast sack. I couldn't wear open thing at all because my breast is not looking as cute as it should look. And normally I did not get breast before. Plus, don't say breast, don't sag. So I didn't know that this was the weight loss of breast they saw, change in shape. That was they said is a type of it was during treatment I was like, oh, this was actually things that I would have looked up to. But that's why I'm telling you, please, if you have too much acne in Africa, especially don't go and buy organic cream.
Interesting.
Check your hormones.
Go check your hormones.
Something happening.
And
then you're thinking it's just stress, and then we target anything we want to target. In fact, there was even some time the thing was so much. I was thinking maybe somebody somebody that did me something. Evil your body, and they don't want to destroy you, because there was so much pimple, and it's really a symptom of hormonal imbalance, and it's part of what hormonal cancer breast symptoms shows. So that's one thing I'm putting out there. Stop buying organic cream.
Be natural, live a healthy lifestyle. Do your exercise, do your checkups, do your self-breast exams. It's simple. Look for a time within the month. We always say a week to 10 days after your menses, a quiet place, take a shower, stand in front of the mirror, don't ask how to compare, and look at them, learn to know how your body is.
And sometimes we are not self-conscious, right? And that's why our spouse, our friends need to help us in this. Maybe your spouse, for example, may notice when you have discharge because he's the one interacting with the breast or something, or maybe your spouse will notice that there's a change, because we are women, most of the time we are so much taxing that we don't not really self-conscious. We check them, but we're not seeing anything. It's like you are someone like me, I'm hyper, so when I check my written work, I don't see my mistakes. I'm like, there was no mistake. Then my younger sister is very critical. I said, but there's supposed to be ease in that place. You don't put it down. So it's good to have a third eye too, helping you to check it. And that is why we are here as a community, to help you to check it again. Currently, I'm also working with some of the developers I have to build something like a technology that we can put on the breast and have a small scanner that take you. There's a change in color. There's a change.
So check based.
It's gonna be like a small handy scanner. Couple, but it's like a tape. So you put the tape on the breast. Then after 15 minutes, you bring it out and put it on the scanner, and the scanner should tell you there's a change in color. There is a change, and this thing has an app. In the app, you could be seeing the changes. So that you could also have this. It's a simple technology, but I think it could help us too in terms of being conscious about checking our breast.
Look at you, celebrity, bringing tech into the breast cancer space. I like.
I'm just looking for every means that we are, because technology is trending now. Entertainment is trending.
That's true.
I'm just looking for all these digital means to be able to make sure your life is safe, make sure our neighbor's life is safe, make sure the men's life are safe. Because if we are dying as ladies, we cannot give birth to children that will take over.
That's
So
true.
we are the key of the development of every country, and that's why we need to be alive. This is not a crisis. This is not a statistic I used to say. It's a crisis, and we need to, as critical as Ukraine war is, or any other war is, the breast cancer targeting black people is a war that everyone needs to buckle up with mental resilience to fight through it.
And men also get breast cancer, so we invite the men to be part of this journey.
Yes.
So I want you to talk to us about the initiative that you've set, and how wherever we are in the different parts of the world, we can join into this campaign, initiative, journey, because I think it's exciting, and there are many things. Take it slow. Tell us what you've done, the mission. Start with your vision of what you entail by 2030, and the mission of it, and what you're already doing, and how we can jump in.
Yeah, I'm already a sample. I'm going out preaching breast cancer, so you can come to my church. I'm preaching breast cancer back to back every day. And like in October, I went out round through all the black people, home. This is not meeting them in the road. Home. And when I say, hello ma, good evening, I'm Ruth Chigbo, and I want to remind you it's October, think October, please check your breast.
Wow.
And people like, this girl, you're so bold, I went to parties where black people are coming. I went to club where black people are coming, and I was not going to dance in club. I was going to meet them dancing and tell them, please remember to check your breast. That's how much I'm doing it. So then I joined this amazing team in Germany that is called Mobile Clinic. It's for black people, because generally we have issue that black people don't go to hospital. Even in Germany, we have some cases that black people come and they know that they told them that they have breast cancer and they disappear. And some of them comes and say like their husband said they should not take the treatment. Some of them came and said that no, the church people said this is not breast cancer. So even when I was discussing with my daughter about this, my initiation, it's like it's really good, because many people have come here, they already had chemo booked, they abandoned it. And they don't show up. So it's not just people who are in Africa, even people who are in the diaspora, they are also facing this limit in belief and everything. I am not against God healing, but I know that in the collaboration of all the, because me, I was taking shower shop. My mom was shipping shower shop for me from Africa to Germany. Shower shop is good. I was taking the leaf, the root, everything. I was ready to take tea. I take it every day up to now. Because I was taking a lot of tomatoes. All this, I told my mom, every treatment I would do. The prayer I would do. The medical one I would do. The herbal bring it for me, I will do. So it was a collaboration of every effort that I would say that leads to my fast healing. My fast healing. Then there's something you mentioned about people stopping their life because of cancer. That is the worst. The worst is that devil will bring the space of telling you that God has abandoned you. And that is what brings people in my. Once you believe there is an abandonment in you, you believe there is a finish line. And then you could not run further. So that's what I'm putting in the space of people now. God is for us. And can never be against us. That is for me is a baseline. So I believe that God is for me, I can never be against me. So because he can never be against me, I cannot stop being what God asked me to be because of cancer. So find a space where in that time it's difficult. You may not be able to make so much impact because you're physically not ready, but you can make impacts in little ways. In making sure that people who are around you, who are mentally down because of you, are strengthened by giving them the hope that I am ready to fight this. So it gives them the reward that this effort I'm putting to help you survive, that you are ready, also willing to walk through this with them. So that is the little space you could do. Keep on living your life. At that time when you are resting, I call it is a resting time. You can write books. You can record yourself on a voice note. There's so many ways to write now. It may not necessarily be writing like me. I like writing a lot. You can become a disciple like us, or any other thing you need to. You know you can do at that space where you are not capable. Then after the chemo, I want you to understand that it is okay to be 80. Because we already have this mindset that me, for example, I told you excellence is one of my core values. So I believe in 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
But you know, now I'm not 100%. And then it's okay. I have to accept the fact that I'm not 100%. Especially in my education. So what I ask myself now, what are things I could do with my low mental concentration, and then I'm still doing things well. And one of that is communication. So I went back to my school, I wrote a report, and I told them that I'm disabled now. It's an invisible disability, and people don't see it. Because I will not pass any exam that is written. Written is because I cannot remember what I have read. It is not because of choice, but because of sickness. So what happened was I was able to change the mindset of my lecturers, and all my exams that were supposed to be written, I was able to say it oral. And I passed them. So these are things you could do, accepting the fact that yes, it's okay not to be 100. It's okay. This is it. This is me at this point. That is the reality you have to face. Accept it. This is me. The cancer patient or the cancer warrior or the cancer survivor. And their acceptance will lead you to home of finding a way to walk through it. So that's one thing I'm going to put in the space. The last thing I'm going to put in the space is that, like I've mentioned before several times on this discussion, about you taking this project as your own. Counting down 100,000 black women by 2030. I don't know how we're going to do it. But I believe
we're calling out.
But I believe that you and me can do it. No, I'm now personally I've counted 700 in Germany.
So tell us the vision so that people understand.
The vision is not to just only make people aware of this breast cancer. The vision is to make sure that no black woman dies of breast cancer. So it is tricky, yes, but it's possible because early detection has saved 99% life. So if we can have early detection of every black woman from 20 years, I'm saying, because it is coming in a younger age, it is possible to be able to count this down. And then we need to have a statistic of history. And that is why this innovation I'm putting on board, we have an app that can track you, and I'm even looking at having what I call a family trend, whereby your app can be going to your family trend, and everybody in your family can be seen when there is changing in your trend. Because one of the most difficult part of treating somebody that is in Africa is because they don't have history on what to hold on to treat them. And this is what I want to also build through this breast cancer. It can expand to every other cancer, but you can start it with the breast cancer history. And this is also one thing I want us to achieve through the statistics. That is why I made it a statistics of 100K. So we are counting down on something. So, and I want everyone to join. It could be joining the community. We have a WhatsApp group. Joining the community could be reposting our stuff on Instagram or any of this. But most importantly, if you have interest and you want to do this campaign in your home country, in your city, reach out to me. We can work on the resources that it's going to take to meet more people. I told one of my friends that draws so much, draw me a meme and write it, check your breast, and go and post it and go and paste it in every toilet, women toilet. The guy did a really great work, and then he went to post it in the shop, right? And when he pressed it, he was telling me that one girl came out and was like, do you see that? He was telling another friend, do you see that thing that's telling people to go and check their breast, you know? So it's as little as that. It's as little as just pasting a sticker somewhere that someone could see it. It's as little as you reminding your friend, your family to check their breast. It's as little as anyhow you could do it. If you are under the entertainment field and you feel like there's an entertainment you could bring on the space, because that's where every black woman is, especially in the field of Instagram, for example, the trend, the TikTok thing. Please bring it on board because we need it. We need to save this life.
Probably tell us how you've done it. Share what you've done so that people can also, if I'm a footballer and I'm interested and I have a team back in my country and I want us to run with it. It's interesting that what I saw in Kenya, there was a biking, a wild bicycle competition, and there are some countries that actually chose to wear pink because they wanted to support, and it's initiatives like that. So tell us what you've done and how people can join in.
So the first thing I did was during my treatment, I think towards the last month of my treatment, I saw what they call muddy girl in Germany. You know, these people, they don't have this kind of environment where they could touch mud and all this clay. Me, I'm already used to it, you know. I was born in this kind of environment. So they have this game that they will put mud, and then people go through the mud, soak themselves in the mud and come out, and people are doing it as a survival thing. So me, I wore it, I was doing the muddy girl run for breast cancer.
Wow.
That was the first thing I did. And then when I came out, I found that some family, particular family, everybody was also doing it. So people are you don't give you gifts, but running through it is at about so many kilometers, going through different type of mud and everything, and coming to the end. So that was the first thing I did, and that was during my treatment. And then I make sure that all my friends, if I go to your house, I say, let me enter the bathroom with you. Show me your breast. Bring your breast.
Maybe that's what you
And then during the summer, I went through almost all the African parties happening. So invite me to your party. Then when I go, because that's the only way to see Africa. So when I go to the party, they give me 3 minutes to tell them about breast, and I tell them, please, I am in the bathroom in case you need a help. Then I go to the bathroom, then I could help some people. I found could find 3 people that I forced in, and they are going through treatments now. One of them was really having back pain because of this for a long time, and then when I was checking, I found out wow, there was something there. I was like, you have to go get checked and everything. And she was like, are you sure I'm gonna be fine? I said, but I'm fine. I'm a sample that you can find. So I call myself possibility. So I'm a possibility that you could see. And then so I did that, and I was able to get 700 people. And during the October, we have done amazing in Nigeria, especially in my city, Enugu, where we have some footballers who joined. I reached out to them, and they played with our campaign clothes, did some skates with it. We have the Miss Ideal Nigeria being part of us, joining. We have the medical students in Enugu State, medical students, all the medical laboratory, the medical, all them. They are now in the campaign. We have the Afri TV. I was live in the TV with them, with some of them, my facilitators going to on live. We speech it. We have the church. We are the biggest Catholic church. With the help of my priest family member, we were able to go there to also do outreach. We also did medical student also did a kind of a run, a kind of campaign, and we had this how to check your breast in the flyer, and we were giving it to people and explaining with them with our local language where they could understand it more. And this is basically what we've been doing. And then my mom has been doing amazing. My mom said every Wednesday, I will wear your campaign clothes. And she's a teacher, so she wears it to her school, to everywhere she's going. And in the back, you could see, join us, you could see the breast. And I said, Mommy, maybe I should just sew a cloth on how to check the breast. And then you wear it. And then people could just, looking at you, practically check them. Anything you want me to do, just give me. Should I barb my hair? I said, no, that's fine. So this is what we have been doing, and my resources have been going into it. My target is that if we can be able to count at least 3,000, then we can reach out to foundations and resources that could help us. So I want next year, I'm going back to Nigeria next year, July, and I'm already building. I'm a data analyst by IT professor. So I'm already building a dashboard about what we have done so far. So the interest is to bring the statistics to life, and then use the statistics to be able to reach out for funding. All the time, all these things I've spent almost close to 7 million on breast cancer. 7 million naira on breast cancer, and I'm still spending. So
7 million naira. That's how much we have.
Now.
Let's come back. Keep talking.
So I've spent all this supporting people who are already on the treatment, and also doing this campaign. It's a lot of money because our naira now, things are very expensive in our country. Just doing the clothes only is a lot of money.
500,000. Okay.
So it's a lot of money. So, and my interest is now I want to focus on school like you mentioned. So I want to do a live campaign, I call it. So it's going to be a live campaign where I go to school talk to people about mental resilience, then have a small tent where my medical students who are supporting us are going to be checking them directly. And but the fact is that I want, when I check you and there's something that you have something like this, a medical scholarship, where you can just go and do your mammography free of charge or start getting ultrasound free of charge. And that is why I need the statistics to be able to reach out to government hospital or people who has the capacity to help us. I'm also reaching out to my mentors who are very rich, have money. Please, if you can afford a mammography machine, we need it. If you can afford a ultrasound machine, we need it. And then by the time next year, hopefully our technology will be out. So I'll be traveling to Japan April next year to get the technology ready, because we already have the innovation, but we need a chip that can be able to scan this breast. Like I said, it's going to be like a normal tape that you just put on your breast for 15 minutes and then you bring out this tape, scan it, and then it could tell you what is happening already in your breast. So it's a lot of things, and I'm investing my time and energy in it, and I believe that with you, it's going to be possible. So yes, we are bringing space. I wrote some books about my journey. It's called the Cancer Series. The Cancer Series has the 3 editions. The first, Before Knowing, how it felt me knowing, and I called it Me and So What. That's the name of the book.
Is there a soft copy?
It's not ready now, so it's still in the edition for it. Then the second series is Running Up the Hill, called Chemotherapy. And I'm grateful that there's a very great singer who is prefacing this book with me. He's a very passionate one. Her name is Kate Bosch. If you browse her, she's one of the most Grammy Award winner in the UK, and her team is also partnering with us to be able to preface this, because she wrote a music album called Running Up the Hill. So I reached out to her to get a copyright, and then my mind told me, instead of telling her to give me a copyright, why not involve her in what is happening? And then I reached out to her team, and they were like, finally after 1 year they responded, and they were like, okay, we are willing to work with this. Then we have also the last one. Then I'm also trying, when I go back to Nigeria to do a documentary, we are also reaching out to celebrities. Please, they should come and join us, because we need to, people don't even know how this cancer looks like. They don't have the mind on. So I want to act it out. I want to get involved in the movie, or play a movie script that shows all this and how it feels like. So these are just what we have been doing so far.
Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
It's the little things that we do, and I think one step, brings another, or it's like a fire, you know. And we have these, because we're Africans, we have these small pieces that we use to light a big fire. And if you even take one of those pieces and you take it out, the fire burns down. So we need people, we need you. If you're out there, you're looking, or God is putting it in your heart to just be part of this mission, to be part of this drive to ensure that no African American woman dies of breast cancer. Let us die because of old age, or that God has called us, but let us not die because someone was not able to get the diagnosis or did not get the education, or we believed in God, a God who provides these things, and doctors. Let us demystify some of the challenges or the barriers that we know we face as African Americans, as Africans, within Africa and out of Africa. And it's not only limited to us, but there's also white people who still face the stigma, the denial, the I don't want the bad news. But imagine the diagnosis helps you to go through these small hills so that you're able to complete it and come back renewed.
And a celebrity.
Because you have
the easiest way to become fame now is to join the 100K Black women sing. That's the easiest way to become the influencer you want to be.
And you put it also like a hashtag. But it's such a pleasure. I think I've enjoyed this. Thank you, Dupe, for being such a sport.
Thank you.
I called you, and you've done this. We've always wanted to do this. Thank you for, just being a support system for your mom-in-law. I remember that time was not easy. but I saw it, and I just remember that particular period.
Yeah.
And thank you for being strong. Other people would say, that was my journey. That is a chapter closed. Let me now live my beautiful, famous life.
I can't even live it because I still have the side effects.
Yes.
I still have the flashes.
Yeah.
So even if I don't want to remember I did chemo,
Yeah.
my body had a way of telling me that you were sick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And October was very strong for me because October was the end of my chemo.
Mhm.
So it was like coming October, it was like everything came back. There was a particular day I felt everything I felt during the chemo. I vomited, I was pooing, I was like, am I sick again? I was so scared. So the aftershock is there, the side effect is there, and that's why I said the survivors are still they are disabled. They are still passing through this, you know, and that is it. So you cannot run away from it. But with time, I know it gets better.
And let us be supporters. Yeah, let's be community members. If you've gone through it and someone needs help, there's a WhatsApp group. We'll share those links. If you have any questions, if you feel like reaching out, if you feel like God has put something in you to just add on to this particular mission and run with it, let's run. So I think for me, I'll just want to have any last parting words from you guys, because I've learned a lot. I've really learned a lot. What's your parting?
Yeah, okay. For me, I think still self-awareness. Please don't joke with your body. Be sensitive to yourself. You know, check on time. If you notice anything, just go check. Like and then we need to just get out of that whole mindset that everything is evil. Something like she says, God has helped her to come through this, and now she is a champion. She's really pushing it out to save other people. So sometimes we go through challenges, not just for ourselves, but for others. So to be able to save others also. So that's my parting. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I love the energy. This is the latest celebrity in town.
Can you just put a Nigerian twist to that? And you give it in a Nigerian twist.
Okay. She's the what will I put it now?
You put it in broken.
I know the baby. The Nigerians do it. Now the babe, the Coco babe. Coco babe.
The Sabi girl.
The Sabi girl. All these breast cancer, she's Sabi. So yeah.
Thank you so much. In fact, everything cancer people are not calling me. There's a meeting I joined. I was a keynote speaker 3 days ago. Only 30th. It was a kind of a club, men club, and they invited me to come and speak about prostate cancer. I was like, now breast cancer I do. You don't believe that anything cancer.
You have an idea.
I was also able to go and learn myself through YouTube and research and still train them, and then I have to tell them about breast cancer because that's where my niche is. But my parting word is that knowing is enough. My second parting word is that God is not against us. God is for us. So whether it is a good news or is a bad news like breast cancer, God is still for you. And there is a reason why it has to be you. So when it comes to happening to you, don't always stay in why is it me. Think about why it should be me. It has to be me because I'm strong enough to pass through it. God trusts me enough to give it to me. It has to be me. It shouldn't be me. So and that's my parting word.
That's beautiful. Why not you?
Why not you?
God makes you stronger, and God has prepared you for this journey. And don't look at it as a bad thing, because God uses our trials, our tribulations, right? And it might be a step to what God has desired for you. God says, I have a plan for you, and they are good plans for prosperity, I might not paraphrase it in the right way,
But that's it.
What is it here? For I have a plan for you,
Plan for good and not for bad.
and to prosper you, So may God continue shining that light on you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sometimes we don't thank God for the things that we get, but we thank God for the ability that He's given you to pass through this and become a celebrity, stronger, renewed in mind, in energy, to fulfill beyond ICT, data analyst, and now you are in the health sector, in advocacy. You're a surgical and a health advocate. You're a major scientist, you're an advocate, you're an ambassador, and you're going beyond Germany, UK, Nigeria, Kenya now. Look what the Lord has done and what He has ahead of you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor, for having me.
You are
You made it possible. You made it possible.
She drove for 4 hours, 1 hour waiting just to be here on this day, and flew all the way just to get to Kenya. Thank you, Dupe, for taking the Sunday time. And thank you, guys, and thank you, just for everything working out.
Thank you.
Looking forward to what God has in store for us.
Of course. I believe that we are going to hit it more than 100,000.
100,000.
This is great. Let's do it, even if it's not in physically. Sometimes we can catch up and do it
virtually. Of course. You have to keep track.
So thank you, guys. I hope it's been beneficial. Thank you, people.
Thank you.
We did it.